You've seen the headlines. AI is everywhere, SEO is changing, and everyone says blogging is dead. After 5 years of writing in this new landscape, I'm going to tell you why they might actually be right, unless you're doing it for the one reason that actually matters in 2026. Today we're going to explore 3 reasons why you could start a blog, and the only one why you should. So, the 3 reasons to start a blog about your hobbies and interests. First, as a personal journal, or to make money via affiliate links and so on. And finally, to create an online community around the things you love. Only one of these is the right reason. Only one of them is worth doing. And stick around to the end, because I'm actually going to show you a way of incorporating one of the other 2 back in. But it only works if you choose the right platform to start off with. Before we get into it, if by the end of this video you're convinced you want to start writing about your hobbies and interests, you might still be wondering about how to actually get going. I've left a few links down in the description that'll help get you started in the quickest and easiest way possible. More on that later. Right, let's take a look. So, the first reason to start writing online about your hobbies or your lifestyle, it's kind of where I started with the whole thing. My first few posts were essentially a personal journal, but laid wide open for the world to see. I'd been through some tough times. I'd helped a few other folk get through similar situations. In particular, some posts I'd stuck up on Reddit and Quora had been well received and seemed to have given people the reassurance and insights they so desperately needed. So, I popped a few posts up on Medium and assumed a similar but huge audience would come flocking my way. I got 6 readers and 1 mystery follower who never interacted with me again. That was back in 2021. People didn't want to read my journal then, and 5 years later, it's even worse. I'll let you in on a little secret before we go on. These days, online readers have one prime motive, the what's in it for me factor. If you're writing for yourself or just from your own point of view, no one's going to be interested. So, write a journal. Sure, it's a great practice, can be amazing healing therapy, and it can sharpen your writing skills as you go, but please don't think it'll work as a newsletter or a blog. It won't. What's in it for me, remember? Okay, the second reason is really the big one that still seems to draw people in. Surely, if you start a blog or newsletter on a popular enough topic, 100 product manufacturers and service providers will appear in your inbox sporting 100 different affiliate and sponsorship deals. Right? The thing is, in 2026, those days also seem to have gone. Yes, of course, you can make an income from sponsorship and affiliations, but a couple of very specific things have to happen before it works. First, you have to already have a large enough audience for anyone to consider working with you. And secondly, just to take something from point 1, if you're trying to find a lazy way in and write any old rubbish in the hope of attracting readers, both your audience and your sponsors will be over the horizon and gone before tomorrow's alarm clock goes off. And look, if the only driving force behind your writing is that it's going to make you some money, I can tell you this, that's the quickest way to joyless, soul-destroying burnout that I know of. Suddenly, writing about the thing you once loved becomes a chore, with the added pressure of a demanding sponsor or a disenchanted audience who engages less and less. And I'm going to guess that's not what you wanted, particularly if the knock-on effect is that you also stop enjoying the hobby itself. So, the third reason to write? You already knew this was going to be the good one. Since the days of monthly hobby magazines in the newsagents, followed by the growth of online forums and social media groups, Growing a community around your hobby or lifestyle is one of the most positive additions you will ever make to your interests. It's not about broadcasting, it's about gathering, whether it's the weird dice from Dungeons and Dragons, your vintage radio collection, or an exploration into local history. Your blog becomes the campfire people sit around to feel less alone in their passions. Now you're doing it for other people. Now you're answering the what's in it for me tax. And you know what? Now you're paying that tax, there is a way of getting something back. Yes, the days of hosting your own blog and hoping for an income might be a few years out of date, but if you choose your platform wisely, there is a gentler, easier way to make a little income directly from your writing about your interests. How? Host your writing on Substack, the platform I use for my own newsletters, and you can add a paid membership tier completely on your own terms. For instance, you can simply add a paid option where readers can choose to support you and your work without there being any specific direct benefit to them. Or you could add extra issues and articles that only paying members get to read. The choice is yours. I'm not affiliated with Substack myself, by the way, and they're not sponsoring today's video in any way. I'm just a happy writer who feels like he's found his home. So, there we have the 3 reasons why new writers could start a blog or a newsletter about their hobbies, interests, or their lifestyle. And hopefully you're just a little clearer on why it's a great thing to do, so long as you have the right reasons at heart. Now, I know that talking it through here has given you a bit of direction, but I also know that looking at a blank page is where most hobbyists get stuck. If that's you, I put my own prompts and templates into the New Writer bundle to give you a head start. And there are a couple of other links to my other services too. Particularly useful if your first draft is more ready to go than you are. My Writer's Confidence Check or Content Polisher will give you the reassurance you need to publish to the world. Have a look and see which one feels right to you. And as always, the very best of luck with your writing. Cheers.